Was good, y'all? We back with some more deadly intentions, and today I want to give just a couple of perks for new players that are really getting into the game. On killer side, I think I might do a survivor video after this. An idea of what perks to get first, like what meta perks that really fit in with a lot of builds, and what perks will help you understand the game and help you win easier. So I'm gonna just hop right into it. I think I have like 7 perks over here. I wanted to get 10, but like some perks I'm gonna give like the perks that are most used in meta builds, right? And that will help you most in learning the game, like I said. So at number 1 we have barbecue and chili. Let me go to the perk definition. What this perk does, it basically gives you want to run this basically for more bullet points. But it also has a good effect. So every time you hook somebody for, I think this is like the minimum effect right here. So I think it's like 6 or 7 seconds or whatever. When you have a tier 3, you see people that are further than 40 meters, 40 oh my god, meters from the hook. So if they're 40 meters away from you, then you can see them. If they're close, then you know they're around you, 40 meters close to you. So this perk has a lot of skill gap to it. Like, you'll start learning how to use the perk. This teaches you the games. This teaches you where people usually are after somebody gets hooked, or where they're doing. It'll help you get your games done or find out where people are on gens. It's all around a good perk, and on top of that, it gives you 100% more blood points after the match. So that means whatever you have after the match, it'll give you 100% more of that, basically. Number 2, we have Pop Goes the Weasel. This is a gen regression perk. Basically, every time, it actually got nerfed recently, but every time you hook somebody for 45 seconds, you have the ability to, when you hit your next generator, you have to go up to it and hit it. It'll lose 25% of this progress. So this is just a flat out perk, or gen regression perk, that makes the generators lose progress. Number 3 and 4, because this is on the same character. It's kind of like this. I kind of wanted to make this like what characters you should buy first, but it's kind of, you know, what characters you should buy first or what perks you should buy first. I don't know. It's kind of different. I think I might make different videos on it or something. Number 3 and 4, we have corrupt intervention and infectious fright. Now, the reason infectious fright might be a little bit weird as your first perk, but the reason I picked this, I'll tell you in a minute. But what corrupt intervention does, it blocks the farthest 3 generators for, I think it's like 2 or 3 minutes. And what this does, it gives you more chances to set up or find somebody without losing 3 gens at the start of the match. So it's really killer friendly or beginner friendly. You don't have to do anything to get this perk activated. It just automatically activates, and then that's it. The reason I chose infectious fright, 1, because it's on the same killer, and 2, because it teaches you how to play the game at rank 1. At rank 1, you need to slug. If you don't slug, you will most likely lose your games. You need to slug and gather. So you need to snowball pressure. So what this teaches you is to slug a person. It's okay to at least get a hit. It's okay to leave the person on the ground. You don't immediately have to pick them up. It's okay to go to somebody else and get a hit or a down, and then come back later and get this pickup. Or if you lose it, that's alright, because you still keep some pressure. It teaches you how to play the game at rank 1, and I think that's very important. Next up, we got Tinkerer. The reason I chose this is just it's in a lot of meta builds. It's a really good perks, but the reason why it's so far down on the list is because what lower ranked players will do is they will sit there and camp generators and prologue the game. That's not what you're supposed to use this perk for. This is an information perk. Not every time, well, most of the time you're gonna use it, you're gonna go to the gen, but not every time you use it, you're gonna let the go to the gen. Sometimes you're gonna let the gen go because you're doing something, or something else is taking more importance over the generator. You don't need to always well, most of the time you want to be at the generator, but like I said again, it's situational. And I kind of just want new killers to learn that, because if you're using this perk at like rank 18 or 17, what you're gonna do, you're probably gonna camp gens. Let's not lie. You're gonna sit there and wait for gens to fucking get Tinkerer, and you get Undetectable, and you'll go to the gen and camp it or whatever. Next up, which is another very popular perk, Ruin. Ruin is a very meta perk. I think I might even throw Devour on here after Undying, because Devour actually got a slight buff from Undying. The Undying changes. Undying is my next perk. I'll talk about that after this. But Ruin, what this perk does at tier 3, when the generator is not being worked, that means if nobody's on the generator, it'll regress at 200% speed. So it's a really good gen regression perk if you can keep the survivors off the generator. Now my next perk, called Undying, really pairs with this perk well, but it did just get nerfed, but it is still pretty good in the game. It's still pretty meta. So what this perk does is every time, well, it only works one now. It used to be like infinite until all the 5 totems are gone, or unless you cleanse Undying. But what this perk does is, if let's say your Ruin gets broke, the Ruin will respawn where Undying is. So the Undying totem will become Ruin when Ruin gets destroyed, or vice versa. Now, I think I might put Devour on this list because now that they changed it, perks that have stacks like Hunter's Lullaby or Devour Hope will now keep their stacks. So if you hit 3 stacks of Devour Hope, which, if you don't know, exposes the survivors, so they're one-shots, it'll now keep that if the totem is destroyed. So I think, because Devour is pretty meta, I think it's a little bit more meta now. So I think I'm gonna have an 8th perk. I think the 8th perk is gonna be Devour Hope. It's all in all a fun perk. It's really good, and you know, I guess it kind of teaches you how survivors were act when they're desperate. So you know, that's something you get from it. But yeah, that's the perks I would get first. I think those are the most important. If you got any other input, if you know, whatever, you got a different list than me, go ahead, drop them in the comments down below. But that's gonna be it for the video. If you're new, make sure you subscribe to turn on bell notifications, otherwise it does not count. Don't forget to love you all. Support your X on out, and peace.